Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get the sale started today. How many of you have not been to one of these sales before? You're a little nervous about what you're doing. You don't want to do something stupid. Somebody holding their hand up right now is going to do something stupid. My job to try to prevent that. We're going to go through the rules and regulations of the sale before we conduct it so that everybody's on the same page and has a general idea what they're doing today. Give you a few tips and hints about some of the pitfalls we see people step into. You have to have a valid photo ID in order to bid today. You have to be registered prior to bidding. You have to have one of those bid cards in your hand in order to place a bid. When you're bidding today, you're accepting the rules of the sale in their entirety. They're listed in the book that you've got. Take a look at them while you're waiting for your particular parcel of land to come up for sale today. These properties have been through a judicial foreclosure process. There is a circuit court order on file with the circuit court for Lapeer County that vests title in these properties in the name of the county treasurer. Everybody that had anything to do with them had until April the 2nd to pay. If they didn't pay, they lost their interest in the property. We did go see the judge. We asked for everything on that list right there to be voided. Any deed or land contract ownership rights have been terminated in these properties. Mortgages, security agreements, the rights of heirs under probate estates, construction liens, tax liens, old municipal and other utility bills, condo and property owner association fees, all of those things have been voided as of the end of March, actually April the 2nd, the effective date this year by order of the circuit court. Certain things are not canceled by a tax foreclosure. If you buy a piece of property today, if it has an easement across it or an easement to it, those easements are still in place. If the mineral rights have been severed and either retained by a former owner or sold to a third party, they are still split off. If it's subject to condominium master deed, deed restrictions, property owner association, zoning, ordinance, local ordinances, codes, or building codes, those things also still apply to the property. I don't think we've got any cropland today, but if we do, and if there's a crop planted on something and it's a 1-year annual crop, that crop belongs to the person that planted it. You are not buying any annual crops in the sale today. Please know what you're buying. Everything that we're selling today is being sold by quitclaim deed. Everything is sold as is, where is. You're accepting everything in the condition that it's in at the time that the hammer comes down, even if it's on fire right now. No guarantees, no warranties, no representations made of any kind. What you're buying is the legal description of property listed in the book that you've got. If you take a look at your guide, it's going to have a section where it says legal description. That's what you're buying, the words between legal description and the word comment. Everything else provided is there just as reference information and is not guaranteed. Please do not buy based on pictures or addresses or anything else that you may have heard about. You're buying the legal description of land listed in the book you've got in your hands. These properties are often for sale because they have things wrong with them. A lot of times people just let property go because they can't sell it or even give it away. Properties that you're buying today can have, and if they're built before the middle 1970s, probably do have lead-based paint, asbestos, infestation, frozen plumbing, leaking roofs, bad foundations, plugged up water and sewer lines, you name it. They can have all kinds of issues. No extra charge. Please know what you're bidding on today. There are no refunds. Everything is sold as is, where is. When you buy it, it's yours. You can't bring it back. When we conduct the sale today, we're going to do it a little bit out of the order they're listed in the book. I've got, I think, 6 pieces of property in that book that are what most of you in this room came here to buy today. We're going to sell those 6 pieces first, then go back to the beginning of the book and sell them in the order that they're listed. I've got 2 pieces that it doesn't appear anybody wants to bid on. We're going to skip those 2, but we'll ask before we do in case anybody has money left over and changes their mind. When we sell a piece of property, here's how the mechanics of it work. In your book, you're going to see a number that says minimum bid. That's where the bidding starts. We can't sell anything for any less than that today. That number is what that piece of property owes the county treasurer. Each one of these pieces of property was originally taxed by a city, a village, or a township. The taxes went unpaid. The county stepped in and bought that delinquent tax account so the city, village, or township could pay their bills. That's what that piece of property owes the county today. That's where the bidding starts. These have also been available for bidding online up to 11 o'clock this morning. As of right now, I think I've got 16 property and I've got 68 bids already. If I have a higher bid on property that's in that book, we're going to start at the higher online bid that I've already got instead of the minimum bid. Once the bidding is open, it then increases by the number you see on the screen. Until we get to $1,000, the minimum bid increase in round numbers is $50. $250, $300, $350, $400. No random odd numbers, no dollar bids. Between $1,000 and $10,000, we go up at least $100 at a time in round numbers. Over $10,000, we go up at least $250 at a time. The people that are bidding online can only go up one bid increment at a time when they click on their button if they're bidding against you. So if we get a couple of people bidding online and there's nobody bidding in the room, it can get kind of slow. We had one that we sold up north. I think these guys were there for that. They're sitting in the front row that we had a sale up in Houghton Lake. The only two bidders I had on a piece of property were both online. They could only go up $250 at a time. It sold for $350,000. That took a long time. We sent everybody outside to smoke, even the people that don't. So that's how that works. I might ask if you want to jump the bid. The people online can't jump the bid. If I've got something that I look down on my list of online bids and I can see that I got a $500,000 bid for, and I got two people in the room bidding $50, I might ask if somebody wants to jump it up higher or in bigger increments. Sometimes we'll jump $1,000 or even $5,000 or even $10,000 at a time. If I'm asking you to jump the bid, it's because I know where I'm trying to get, and I'm just trying to get us there a little faster. You can also do it to try to intimidate somebody bidding against you. If they're bidding $500 and you want to scare them off, you can stand up and shout out 85 grand. I'll bet they sit down. Who's allowed to buy? This is important if you're new at this. You cannot buy property here today. You can't be listed on the deed. You can't write the check to pay for it. You can't have anything to do with this sale today if you have any other property in Lapeer County that you have your fingerprints on that has delinquent taxes. That's winter 2017 or any earlier taxes. If you have anything like that, if you hold a deed and you've sold it to somebody else on a land contract, if their taxes aren't paid, you can't bid today. If it's in a partnership, a DBA name, anything like that, something you co-own with relatives, if the property has delinquent taxes on it, you can't bid, you can't pay, you can't be listed on the deed today. That's the law. We have several ways to bid. We have you guys bidding in the room with your yellow card today. We have bids that I've taken in advance of the sale up to 11 o'clock today. I've got 68 of those on this piece of paper right here in front of me. We also have people that have given us a credit card pre-authorization. They're watching on the camera that's on that tripod right there in the middle of the room. They can watch and hear the sale in real time on the internet all over the planet. They can bid against you too. I'll remind the people bidding online, do not use the audio and video feed for your frame of reference for what's happening in the room. There's usually a delay. Use the text on your screen. It'll be much more accurate as to what's happening here right now. Your bid today is a legally binding contract. When you bid on something, we expect you to pay for it. Any bid not received at the time that the hammer comes down is deemed not being even offered. It's not even valid. If you're clicking on a button at home and you don't get through, that's not because of our problem on this end. Your bid just didn't make it in time. We do not reopen the bidding. Please make sure that your bidding gets through. It's your obligation to make sure that your bid is heard. If you win today, you have to pay today, and you have to pay in full within about 30 minutes of the time that we sell the last piece. This sale today is going to go quick. I've got 16 pieces. I've got bids online already on just about everything. Some of them are going to start out probably higher than people in this room even want to pay for them. So this sale should go quick. If you did not come prepared to pay today, in full today, you probably should not bid. If you're bidding online, you'll receive an email today, probably before midnight, with a link on it. You just click on that. It's an easy way to get rid of your money online. The first $1,000 you give us today supposed to be, if you read the rules, it's required to be in certified funds. The first $1,000 is a non-refundable deposit. Let's say you buy something today for 50 grand. You give us $1,000 in certified funds. You give us the other 49,000 in a personal or business check, money orders by credit card or additional cashier's checks. If any of your other payments are dishonored, Your first $1,000 goes directly into the Lapeer County Treasurer's Christmas Party Fund. You don't get it back, and you don't get the property. We don't accept cash anymore. We've accepted cash in the past. Too many people had problems. We had people lose money, and we had somebody give us a big bag full of money that wasn't real. I called their mom. What are you going to pay if you win today? Here's how the math works. We're going to arrive at a final bid price here in the room. There are 3 things added to your final bid price today for your total. There's a 10% buyer premium. That's the cost of the sale. It costs $30 in Michigan to record a deed. The deed is going to be prepared by the treasurer's office, recorded with the Register of Deeds. They're going to make images of it for the permanent county index. Then it's going to get mailed back to you. That process costs $30. The legislature also says that you have to pay the summer tax before we can give you the deed to the property. So we're going to collect it from you today, and we're going to take the little task out of your hands of making sure that that money gets to the city or village or township before your deed is recorded. The amount of the summer tax due for each property is listed at the end of each description. So if you're trying to calculate what it's going to cost you to buy something today, it's going to be your bid price plus 10% plus $30 plus the summer taxes listed in your sales book. There is no sales tax, there is no transfer tax because you're buying from the government. If you're using a credit card today, add 2.75% to the amount that you're putting on the card. That's a fee that they charge us for processing. We pass that fee along to you. When it's time to check out, if you need to leave the building, you're going to be checking out with the same clerks that you used to register. Let them know what your bidder number is in the event that you have to leave the building and come back. You have paperwork to do if you haven't already done it online. Many people have already given us the names on the website of the names that they would like listed on the deed to the property if they buy something. If you haven't done that on the website, there's a form in the back of your book. It says deed information. Please fill that out. A couple of points on the deed information form. First, use your full legal name. This is the information that's going to be used to create the deed. You don't want it. You don't want the property deeded under your nickname. You want it deeded under the name that's on your driver's license. What you use for your other official documents, use that name. Also, if you're putting somebody else's name on the deed with you today, if there's going to be more than one purchaser listed, please make sure that you have a way to contact them and ask if they have any delinquent taxes in Lapeer County. If they do, your sale could be canceled and you might end up in trouble too. Do that paperwork before you get in line. It keeps things going a lot smoother over there. If you are buying something with somebody else and you're not married to them, the law requires us to list on the deed the form of tenancy, the way that you're going to hold the property as to future ownership if one of the co-owners passes away. Tenants in common is a method that if you have multiple owners and one of them passes away, their ownership of that property passes on to their own heirs. Joint tenants means that if one of the co-owners dies, their interest in the property flows to the other remaining owner. If you're buying today with somebody else, a relative, a friend, a business partner, somebody that you're not married to, you have to choose one of those options on the screen when you check out. Those are listed in your book near that deed information page. When you leave today, you're not going to be leaving here today with the deed to the property. It hasn't been created yet. We're going to have to record it with the Register of Deeds office before you get it. You're going to leave today with a receipt. It's our contract that you're buying this property. First of all, they're going to print it out, they're going to give it to you, and they're going to ask you to take a look at it. They're going to be asking you to initial it in several places. When you initial it, here is what you're agreeing to. First of all, please check your name, address, the list of property that you're buying today, and the prices. Make sure it's all correct. Make sure your name is spelled properly and that the address is correct. That's the same data that's going to be used to create the deed. You're going to be agreeing to the terms of the sale, the things we're discussing now, the rules and regulations printed in the book. You're going to be agreeing that you've had the opportunity to inspect the property at least by driving by. Whether you've done it or not, that's up to you, but you're going to be agreeing that we have not forced you to buy this property today. You've had the opportunity to go out and take a look at it, and you're accepting it as is in every respect at the time that it's sold. Here's another one. We're selling a lot of property today that is vacant land or unoccupied buildings. We should tell you that you cannot take possession until you have the deed, because you're not the owner until you do. The state law very specifically says that the county treasurer remains the owner of the property until the instant that deed is in your mailbox. That's probably going to be 6 to 8 weeks. We should tell you that you can't go on or in the property until then. We know you'll be in there by 4 o'clock this afternoon anyway, because that's how this works. We could tell you whatever we want. You're going to go like that and do what you damn well please anyway. So this is part of our deal today. You're going to agree that you are taking possession with the permission of the treasurer's office for purposes of inspection, securing the property, and maintenance only. You do not have authorization to begin remodeling. You cannot move in. The law specifically says this: until the time the deed is in your hands, which is going to be 6 weeks to almost 2 months maybe in time. Between now and then, the treasurer does reserve the right to cancel the sale if some other authority says we should not have sold the property. If a court intervenes, if there's a bankruptcy protection we were not aware of, if there's a conservator, this happens very, very seldom. If it does, before the deed is issued, we reserve the right to cancel the sale and refund to you what you paid today only. If you disregard what I'm telling you and go out this weekend and put a new roof on it, and your sale has to be canceled, you just bought somebody else a new roof. So don't do it. You're given the opportunity to enter unoccupied buildings, change the locks, look around, do some general minor maintenance, post it against trespassing. If it's got open doors and windows, you can secure them. Inspect, secure, and maintain only. That's what your permission is for. In exchange for being given that early possession, because we know you're going to take it anyway, we're going to be having you indemnify the seller against injury, loss, or damage. If you fall through the floor, if you leave your tools there and they're stolen, that's on you between today and the time the deed shows up in your mailbox. I do want to remind you again, I mentioned this earlier, you cannot bid on, be listed on the deed for, purchase, or have anything to do with the sale today if you have any other property in Lapeer County with delinquent taxes. The legislature has placed a criminal penalty on this. As the final part of your checkout process, the clerks are going to be asking you to make what's called a sworn statement. It's required by the law that we do this. The clerks are notary publics. They're going to ask you basically to testify that you do not have any delinquent taxes in Lapeer County. You have nothing to do with any property that does. If you misrepresent your position on that, there's a term for that in the law. The term is perjury. It's just like being under oath and lying to the judge. The penalty in Michigan for perjury is a felony. It's a bad idea. If you misrepresent your delinquent tax status here at the sale today, your sale is going to be canceled. Your file will be sent to the prosecuting attorney's office. We don't want to do that. If you've got delinquent taxes, if you owe winter 2017 or earlier taxes on anything, please don't bid today. This is a form you're going to take home with you. You have 45 days to fill this out and send it in. It's the last page in your sale book today. It's the Michigan Property Transfer Affidavit. You're going to send this to the assessor where the property that you buy today is located, a city, village, or township assessor. You're going to tell them your name and address so they know where to send the tax bill from now on. You're going to tell them how much you paid and that you bought it from the Lapeer County Treasurer. You're going to give them other various information that's listed on the top half of that page. Sign it at the bottom and send it in within 45 days. If you don't, they can assess you a fine of up to $200. Essentially, this is a notice to the assessor that it's time to uncap and reassess the property. Title insurance. Do you need title insurance to buy property in Michigan? The answer to that is no. Title insurance is just an accessory. It's a peace of mind thing. If you're buying property today that you're going to hold for your own use, if you're buying it for recreational purposes, you plan on keeping it for a while, you don't need title insurance. If you're buying something today because you plan on flipping it, if you're buying something and you plan on using it as collateral to finance it, you're going to have title insurance. Some agents will easily write title insurance on these tax foreclosed properties. Some will not touch them at all. Their underwriters have told them to just stay away. Other agents run the gamut in between. Some will ask you to get a quiet title action. Some will require you to go get deeds from all of the former owners. You don't have to go through those steps. There are agencies, if you can't find any, that are much easier to get title insurance from. There are some listed there on your screen. First American Title in Detroit has an office that specifically deals in this kind of property. Tax Title Services from California is a company that insures the insurance company. That's a new twist. Vets Title in Grand Rapids. Devon Title has agencies statewide, and the SNP Title Agency is a new player in the game this year. They've told us that they will issue title insurance policies on tax foreclosed properties anywhere in the state of Michigan. SNPtitle.com is that one. Many of you are brand new at this. This is an important date. This is something you need to leave here remembering. April the 3rd is the effective date of your purchase today. You're buying in September. The effective date of your purchase is April the 3rd. What that really means is that anything that existed before that date is gone. If somebody shows up and claims they have an interest in this property, that they had a mortgage against it, that they have a construction lien against it, if you hear from anybody that had something to do with this property in the past, the first thing you should ask them is when. If it's from before that date, the judge has already voided it. It's gone. They can get off your lawn now. You are assuming obligation for anything after that date. Anything that we are aware of is already included in today's minimum bid. You're paying the summer taxes. That's going to be the other thing, so that's taken care of as well. What you could run into is a homeowner, condo, or property owner association fee. Your liability starts not an instant before that date. You assume liability for anything after that date. Once in a while, even if water is shut off on a municipal system, they may charge you a fee for just the privilege of being connected to the water system, a few dollars a month, $5 or $10. Your obligation for that runs back no further than April the 3rd. Do you know, Dana, do we have anything today that's going to be on municipal water? Or is this all out in the country? We're not aware of anything that's got municipal utilities, so I'm going to skip that whole big speech. Possession. Otter Lake does. We may not even sell that one. If we do, I'll bring that up at the time. If somebody wants to hear that whole speech, I'll give it to you. Possession. We're going to give you possession today of any vacant land and unoccupied properties for inspection, security, and maintenance purposes only. What do you do if you bump into something that's occupied? Do we have any of those? Probably not. Then I'm going to skip that whole speech too, except that guy right there. If you run into him, just be careful. That's all I'm telling you. What you're buying today, you are buying real estate and whatever is attached to it. You're buying a piece of land. It's described in your book where it says legal description. You're buying the buildings that are attached to the property. If the garden shed's sitting up on blocks, there's one we sold up in Escanaba. There's somebody coming back for that garden shed out back because it's not attached. You're buying the land, buildings, septic tanks, driveways, furnaces, water heaters. You are not buying anything that is not physically attached to the property. You're not buying anything that's got tires on it, that's ever had a separate title. Anything that can be removed from that property without the use of tools that's not attached to the land is not included in today's sale. We don't own it. We can't sell it to you. We can't even give it to you. We do not warrant the title to any kind of a mobile, modular, or manufactured housing unit. These disappear all the time under certain scenarios. If the person that owned the land did not own the housing unit, if it was owned by a third party, and maybe it was even financed through a third party, and they had no notice of a tax foreclosure, and it was not legally attached to that land, even if it is physically attached, we cannot warrant the title to those. We have seen modular homes disappear off concrete block foundations because they were owned by somebody other than the landowner. So we do not warrant title to those units. We have no way to even look them up. We're almost ready to start selling. When we ride today, it's just like riding a teeter-totter. I'm gonna open up the bidding at either the minimum bid in the book or a higher bid if I've already got one online. Then we're gonna come into the room. I'm gonna put two people on that teeter-totter, just like on the screen, and go back and forth until somebody slows way down or gets off the teeter-totter. Then I'm gonna find somebody else, and we're gonna keep on going back and forth till I got one person in the room that's bidding, and then we'll go over here to Kerry. He's bidding for the people online, and see if anybody online wants to keep on going. So we're gonna exhaust the in-room bidding first. Generally speaking, you guys are gonna bid faster than somebody online. Not always. If I've got a single person online and a married person in the room, that's always backward. So that's how that works. But we're gonna ride that teeter-totter until we're down to one bidder, and then we're gonna sell the property. If you're brand new at this, many of you are, here are a couple of tips for you today. When you're done, you came in, you registered, you got what you came for, you left. Don't leave that card on your chair. You might buy a building in Otter Lake and we'll be giving you a call later on. Your cell phone, please put it on silent or vibrate or turn it off. If you need to have a conversation with somebody, if you've got a child with you, if grandma's deaf but she's got all the money and you have to scream at her. Ladies, you brought your husband along today to let him hold the card, and he just exceeded the authority you gave him on the spending limit. You need to correct him. Please take it outside. We need to be able to hear what's going on. If you make a mistake, you bid on the wrong piece, you misunderstood the sale amount, please stop us immediately. I can still sell the property while the other bidder is still in the room. Be considerate of everybody else here. We will be considerate of you. And finally, when we say a property is sold, it is. Don't wait till the last second to bid for the first time. I am not an auctioneer. I do not do the yabba dabba do. It's going to be very easy to understand. I'm going to be pointing at the high bidder, saying what the bid is. Then I'm going to say going once, going twice, and sold. If I'm not pointing at you, you're not winning. When we say it's sold, it is. Anybody got any questions? This should not take long. Yes.
I don't want to be to identify the property, but the property I'm looking at is Honey Lane. It's been identified by the North End Township in Lapeer County also. The whole ground is contaminated. I called, EPA. They did
Okay. I have no way to verify that, so I'm going to stop you right there and just say that everybody should have done their homework on whatever they're buying before they bid today. It's not my place to have somebody stand up and.
Would the state of Michigan ask me to clean up that ground?
That's something you should. If you buy something that you suspect is contaminated.
Have you ever been past that before?
Yes, and my answer to you is, if you buy something you suspect may be contaminated, you have 45 days to do a baseline environmental assessment, and then you're not liable for cleaning that up.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
What if a mortgage was taken out on the piece of property after April 3rd?
If somebody gave a mortgage on one of these pieces of property after April the 3rd, they're stupid.
I get that.
Because they just loaned somebody money on something they didn't even own.
I get that.
And that mortgage is not even worth the paper it's written on.
Well,
And I've seen it done. I've seen these properties, I've seen people sell these properties after they lost them. And people paid really good money for it. They didn't do a title search, they didn't check the taxes, and they called me and asked me what they should do. And I told them they should go hide somewhere because they just threw money away. Anything that happened actually, any kind of a document recorded actually after April 15th of 2017 is not even a valid document. If somebody bought this property in the middle of last summer, it's too late. They've lost their interest.
okay, but they can't come, like
No, April the 3rd is the cutoff. Nothing after that date had the treasurer's authorization. Anything before that date is gone.
Okay.
You're buying in September, but it's a clean slate as of April, and nothing has been authorized since then by the owner who's sitting over there at that table. Anybody else got a question? Okay, we're gonna get started. I've got 6 pieces of property that are the most popular. We're gonna sell those first. And that's gonna empty this room right out. If you're standing, your time waiting's almost ready over for a chair. The 6 that we're gonna sell first are 3801, that's Abbott Road. 3802, North Lake Road out in Otter Lake. That's the 2.5 acre piece. That's the third one in the book. Then 3803, that is a 47 acre piece that's been used as an automotive business, which I assume is the one that the gentleman was asking about, potential contamination there. And then on the next page, the one on Schultz Road, Lapeer, 3808. I got a lot of people that want to buy that one today. 3809 also has a lot of interest. That's on North Lapeer Road, place on an acre. And 3812 on Five Lakes Road, that's a vacant parcel on Gravel Creek. So we're going to sell those 6 first. That's 3801, 3802, and 3803 right in a row. Then we're going to flip the page over and sell 3808, 3809, and 3812. And when we sell those pieces, most of you will want to leave. And that's okay, I won't be offended. It'll save you from some bad jokes. We're going to start with 3801. As we sell each piece, I put the winning bid into the computer that's right here in front of me. You can immediately go check out. You don't have to wait around. 3801 is on Abbott Road. It's a 10-acre parcel, older farm home on the property, plus a pole barn. There's some other outbuildings here too that are in kind of rough shape. It's got some identifiable roof issues, and my minimum bid you see in that book is $7,500. My online bidders have already got me at $11,750. My clerks tell me that I've got 7 bidders here in this room. We're going to play a little game. It makes this go a whole lot faster. If you are here today and you want that piece of property and you'd give me $12,000 for it, you put your card up in the air right now and just keep it right there. I'm going to start rattling off numbers. When I say a number that you don't like, you just take your card down. Rather than going up 50 bucks at a time, we're going to get there in a hurry. 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30,000, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40,000, 42, 46. I'm going to start with you at 46. See all the time we just saved going 250 bucks at a time? You want to give me 46 and a half? You're kind of debating it, I can tell. 46 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 48 and a half, 49 and a half, 50,000, 50, 49,750. I got you then at $50,000. That's where I'm going to start. Who wants to give me 50,250? Anybody in the room at 50,250? 50,000 going once. 50,250. Now I got more card. You guys didn't even play the game. Lazy. 50 and a half. You want to give me 51 and a half, 52 and a half, 53 and a half, 54 and a half, 55 and a half, 56 and a half, 57 and a half, 58. I'm going to give you 59, 60,000, 61, 62, 63, 64. Come on, money bags. I know you got it. He follows us around with sales, bids everything way up, and it just goes home empty-handed. 64 and a half, 65, 64,750. I've got 64.5 right down front. Anybody in the room at 64,750. 64,750. Now 65,000, 65 and a quarter. Either one of you. 65 and a quarter, 65 and a half, 65,750. 66,000, 66 and a quarter. 66 and a half, 66,750, 67,000. You want to give me 67.5? 68 and a half, 69 and a half, 70,000, 70 and a half, 71 and a half, 72 and a half, 72,750. Are you all done? I've got you on at $72,000. Anybody in the room want to give me 72,250? 72,000 over there going once, twice. 72,000. What's the bidder number? 72,181. My backup bidder, right down here in the front row, what's your number? 292. Here's how this works. We just sold this to him for $72,000. He's going out to his car to get his checkbook, and he gets run over by a beer truck making its delivery here to the American Legion. We'll call you if he can't make it. If both his arms get broken by that beer truck and he can't write a check, we're going to call you and offer it to you for $71,750. Backup bidder price is one bid increment below the final sale price. It is not negotiable. So that's where we're at on that one. Okay. Give me a second here. My computer keeps switching connections on me. And if you brought $7,500 and didn't get that property, you don't have to leave. You can stay and buy something else. If you can't find anything in that list, I'll even help you. Now 3802 is on North Lake Road, Otter Lake area. It has some fire damage. 1,200 square foot home on a corner lot. Pole barn's in good condition. Oh, maybe you could live in there. Fire damage contained mostly to the kitchen area, but it's got direct TV. Minimum bid in that book says $2,700. I'm already at $6,800 with online bidders. Let's play that card game again. I've got an online bid for this one. I know how high they'll go. I've got 6 online bids already. If you'll get me $7,000 for that piece of property, put your card up in the air and keep it there. I've got 3 bidders, I think, in the room here for this one. 7,000, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20,000. 21. I'm going to start with you at 21. Anybody else in the room want in on this at 21 and a half? I've got an online bid that existed already. It was sent in before 11 o'clock. I know how high they'll go. I've got you at 21,000, 21 and a quarter online. You're gonna jump to 22, 22 and a quarter, 23 and a quarter, 24 and a quarter, 25 and a quarter, 26 and a quarter, 27 and a quarter, 28 and a quarter, 29 and a quarter, $30,000, 30 and a quarter, 31 and a quarter, 32 and a quarter, 33 and a quarter, 34 and a quarter, 35 and a quarter, 35 and a half, 35,750, 36 and a quarter, 36 and a half, 36,750, 37,000, 37 and a quarter. Ooh, it just went radio silence. Now we're going to see if we have any live bidders on that camera watching that want to keep on going. And there they are, 37 and a quarter, 37 and a half, 37,750, 37 and a half in the room. Going once, twice, 37.5, 300. My backup bidder is online. Now 3803, Washburn Road, Otter Lake area. This parcel is 47 acres. There's a commercial building here that's been used in an automotive type pursuit in the past. If you buy something and you walk in the garage and there's 10 oozing barrels of green goo, you get what's called a baseline environmental assessment. You get it through any environmental consultant. You have 45 days from the time that you buy it to get that done. Essentially what it is if somebody comes back later and says that's contaminated, you have to clean it up. If you say it was like that when I got it, they're going to say, prove it. This is how you prove it. A baseline environmental assessment It's gonna cost you a few $1,000s, less than 10,000, but it's gonna be the smartest money you ever spent if you buy something that you think may be contaminated. Lots of consultants around that'll take care of that for you. 3803, 47 acres, that pole barn you see on that screen right there, the minimum bid in that book is $10,750. I've got online bids. I've got 4 online bidders chasing this one. They're starting me out at $21,250. I know how high they'll go. My book tells me that I've got at least 4 bidders in the room here for this one today. If you'll give me $25,000 for that one, put your card in the air and just keep it there. Do I have just one? Then I guess I'm gonna start with you at 25,000. Oop, I got one back there too. You wanna give me 26, 27, 28, 29, 30,000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35,000, 36, 37, 38, 39, $40,000, 41, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, $50,000, 51, 52. Ooh, the card just went down. 52 and a quarter, 52 and a quarter, 52 and a half, 52,750. Family conference time. She's holding the card. I don't even know if she even has to ask him. 53, 50. You know how this works, ladies. 53 and a quarter, 53 and a half. No, are you done now? I've got you on at 53,000. Anybody in the room want to give me 53 and a quarter? Anybody anywhere? What about online? 53.5 online, 53,750, and now 54,000.
Yep.
The screen's frozen. 54 and a quarter, 54 and a half.
Yep.
54,750, and now 55,000.
Yep.
55 and a quarter, 55 and a half.
Yep.
55,750, and now 56,000.
Yep.
56 online. Are you all done? She said she's done. Anybody in the room want on that teeter-totter I was talking about? I need 56 and a quarter. Anybody anywhere? $56,000 online, going once, twice. $56,000 online. My backup bidder right here, what's her number? The backup bidder is 264. I'll take your number 2 as the backup bidder. The gentleman that was bidding right there till the end. What's his number? If he wants to be involved. Backup bidder is 357. We're gonna go to 3808. As soon as he's done fiddling with the projector here, it froze up on us. You couldn't see the online bids going on. 3808. We're gonna be in Frankenmuth tomorrow for the Saginaw County auction. And then Decatur for the Cass and Van Buren sale on Friday, and then Monday Grand Rapids, Tuesday in Kalamazoo, and then we're done. I'm going fishing, and nobody better bother me, because I've been doing this every day since April. We're going to go to 3808. It's on Schultz Road, 3-bedroom ranch on 21 plus acres. Give us a second here to get stuff fired up. Sure.
There was a small parcel in the middle of that 40 acres.
Yep. I couldn't tell you the answer to that. I do not know the specifics of it. Okay, number 3808 is where we're going to now. A little bit over 20 acres. What you're seeing right there on your screen is part of the deal. It's on Schultz Road, Lapeer area. My minimum bid, $5,800. We're gonna play that card game, maybe, but I've got 18 bids online for this already. If you brought your check for $5,800 today to buy that house, you're probably taking it home. I'm already at $40,250. How many people in this room would give me $45,000 for that house? If you would, put your card up in the air and keep it there. We're gonna play that little game again. I know how high my highest online bid is. We're gonna go for a little bit of a ride here. 45,000, 50,000, 55,000, 60,000, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70,000. I'm gonna start with you at 70. I've got more than that online with somebody else right now. Anybody in the room want to give me 70 and a quarter? I've got 70,000 with you. I've got 70 and a quarter online.
Yep.
70 and a half. 70,750.
Yep.
71,000. Now I need 71,250. My advance bid has run out. Let's see if we have a live bidder online.
Yep.
And we do. 71 and a quarter, 71 and a half, 71,750.
Yep.
Now 72,000, 72 and a quarter, 72
Yep.
and a quarter, 72.5, 72,750.
Yep.
Now 73,000, 73 and a quarter.
Yep.
You want to go to 74, 74 and a quarter. 74 in the room.
Yep.
74 and a quarter online. How about 75,000? 75 and a quarter. They can only go up 250 online. 75,000 in the room. They still with us or are they gone? 75,000 in the room.
Yep.
Go. Oh, there they are. 75 and a quarter, 75 and a half, 75,750. Anybody in the room want in on this? 75,750 now. 76 and a half. 77 and a half, 78, don't look at him, look at me, 78 and a half, 79 and a half, 80,000, 80 and a half, 81 and a half, 82 and a half, 83, he put his card down, 82 and a half, what about 82,750? What about 82,750 online? 82 and a half over there, I'm finally gonna get some of your money. 82, he bid all year. 82 and a half going once, twice. That one's yours. 82 and a half, number 290. My backup bidder, number 312. Number 3809 is on North Lapeer Road. You can't leave yet, you have money left. Single story ranch, detached garage, radiant baseboard heat. My minimum bid is $6,500. I've got 5 online bids already. They've got me at $12,250. Who wants to give me 15,000 for that? If you'll give me 15, put your card up and just keep it up in the air. 15,000, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, $30,000, 31. I'm going to start with you at 31. Who wants to give me 31,250? Anybody else in the room? 31,250, 31 and a half, how about 32? 32, 32 and a half, 33 and a half, 34 and a half, 35 and a half, 36, $35,750, now 36 and a quarter. 36 over here. Anybody in the room at 36,250? 36,250. 37 and a half. 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 38 and a half, 39 and a half, 40,000, 40 and a half, 41 and a half, 42 and a half, 43 and a half, 43 and a quarter, 43 and a quarter, 43.5, 43,750, 44,000, 44 and a quarter. Slowing down. I've got 44 over here to my right. 44 and a quarter, 44 and a half. Still with me? 44 and a half, 44,750, 45,000, 45 and a quarter, 45 and a half, 45,750, 46,000, 46 and a quarter, 46 and a half, 46,750, 47,000, 47 and a quarter, 47 over here. Anybody in the room at 47 and a quarter? 47,000 going once.
Yep.
47 and a quarter online. 47.5. 47,750.
Yep.
48,000. 48 and a quarter. 48 in the room.
Yep.
48 and a quarter online. 48.5. 48,750. 48 and a half. Going once.
Yep.
48,750. 49,000. 49 and a quarter. 49,000. Going once. Twice.
Yep.
49 and a quarter. 49.5. 49,750. 49.5 going once. Twice.
Yep.
Now 50,000. 50,000 and a quarter. 50,000 going once. Going twice.
Yep.
The guy on line's married. I can tell. 50 and a half. 50,750. 50 and a half going once.
Yep.
51 and a quarter. 51 in the room, going once. Twice.
Yep.
Just put her on the computer, please. 51.5. 51,750. 51,750. 51.5.
Yep.
51,750. 52,000. 52 and a quarter. 52 in the room. Going once. Twice. You bought it. 52,000. What's the bidder number? 138. Backup bidder is online. Take it outside. Now we're going to sell 38.12, and then we'll go back to the beginning of the book. $38.12. Waterfront on the banks of the Gravel Creek. It's about 3 2/3 of an acre. 5 Lakes Road, vacant parcel. I've got $1,700 already bid online for this one. A couple of people here in the room interested in it too. Who wants to give me $1,800 for it? 18 right there. 1,900, now 2,000. 2,100, you want to give me 25? How about $3,000? 3,500, 36. I've got 35 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me $3,600? I've got $3,500 online. 36?
Yep.
36, now 37. 3,800. 37 going once.
Yep.
38 online, 39, and now $4,000.
Yep.
4,100, now 42.
Yep.
43, now 44.
Yep.
45, now 46.
Yep.
47, 4,800. 47 in the room.
Yep.
48 online, 4,900, and now $5,000 to the online bidder.
Yep.
5,100, now 52.
Yep.
53, and now 5,400. 53 in the room.
Yep.
54 online, 5,500, now 56. 55, 56, 50, 700, now 58. 57 going once.
Yep.
58 online, 59, and now $6,000. 5,900 going once. Twice. Ooh, 6,000, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, now 7,000. You want to give me 7,500? What about $8,000? 76. Come on, money bags. I know you got it. 75 back there. Anybody in the room at 7,600? What about online? 75 going once, twice. 7,500, 330. My backup bidder is 238. Back to the beginning of the book we go. Look at all the chairs we got now. We're going to go to number 3,800, Kingsbury Drive. There's a mobile home on this property. There is still personal property there. We told you that the contents are not included. My understanding is that the former owner of that property is going out there today to get things. Waited till the last minute. So if you buy this one, you might want to give them a day just to kind of get out of the way. But there it is. My minimum bid, $2,600. I've already got 4 bids online for this one, and it's at $7,600 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 7,700? 77 there. You want to give me 8,000? How about 8,500? 9,000. 9,500. What about 10? 10 and a half. 11 and a half. 12 and a half. 12 and a quarter. I've got 12,000 with you. Anybody in the room at 12,250? What about online? I've got $12,000 right there. Anybody in the room at 12,250? They're back in. 12 and a half. 12,750, and now 13. She's got the card now. Watch out. 13. 13 and a quarter. 13 and a half. 13,750. I've got 13,500 right there going once. 13,500 going twice. 13,500. What's the bidder number? 13,500, 188. My backup bidder down here in the front row. What's your number? 313. Now we're going to jump down to 3,804. We already sold the next 3. 3,804 is on Washburn Road, Otter Lake. This is not far from the piece that we sold earlier, the 47-acre piece that we sold online. It's a little bit over 2 acres in size. I've got a couple of online bids. I'm going to start that one at $1,500. Anybody in the room want to give me 16? Anybody here for that one? $1,500 with an online bidder going once.
Yep.
Now we got another online bidder. I got an advance bid, and now I've got a live bidder bidding against the advance bid. We'll let them run with it here just a little bit. When they're done, we'll let you back in if you want back in. It could be right about there. Now I've got a third online bidder, 2 live ones, 3 online bidders. They're all getting in on the action here. But how far will they go? If it gets to 200,000, I'm paying for pizza. It's at $2,900 and still going. 2 online bidders, they're both live. $3,400 seems to have plateaued right there. Anybody in the room want to give me $3,500 for that piece? 34 online, going once, twice. $3,400 online. The backup bidder is also online. $3,805, Columbiaville, Hollenbeck Road. Incomplete construction, old farmhouse type property. Turn of the century. Needs work. Always brings the chuckle when I use that phrase. I got $8,900 already bid online. Says I got a couple people in the room that want to give me some money for that. Who wants to give me $9,000 for it? $9,000 there. Either one of you want to give me 10? 10. Oh, I see cards all over the place now. Let's do that card game again. 10,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Okay. Who wants to start at 21? You do. 21. Who wants to give me 21 and a quarter? Anybody in the room at 21 and a quarter? I bet you at $21,000. 21 and a quarter, 21 and a half, 21,750. It's only money. 21,750 now, 22. 22 and a quarter. I've got 22,000 right there going once. 22,000 going twice. 22,284. My backup bidder, what's her number? 146 is the backup bidder. Last one on the front page is number 3806. I've got 3 bids online. This one's on Hollenbeck Road, next door to the one we just sold. Vacant parcel, leading into Columbiaville. $1,800 I've already got bid online. You want that one too? I got $1,900 there. 2,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 3,000. You want to give me $3,500 for that? What about 4,000? 4,500? 5,000? 5,500? 6,000? 6,500? 7,000? 7,500? 8,000? 8,500? 86. 86. 86. 87. 88. 89. 9,000. 9,100. All done. I've got you at 9. 91. 9,000. Good thing to buy because you never know where your well and septic are. 9,000 right there. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. $10,000. 10 and a quarter. I've got you on at 10. Anybody in the room at 10 and a quarter? 10,000 going once, twice. 10,284. My backup bidder, what was that number? 335. Number 3807. I don't have an online bid to open this one up, but I got a couple people in the room that said they want to buy it. Columbiaville Road, newer construction, has access to the Flint River. Walkout basement, about 2,200 square feet. There is mold damage here. I'm guessing that access to the Flint River included a flood. So, just getting that out in the open. I need $10,250 for that one. Who's here today to buy it? I've got it right there. I see cards all over the room again. Let's play that little game again. 12,000, 14, 16, 18, $20,000, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30,000, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, $40,000, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50,000, 51. I'm going to start with you at 51. Anybody in the room want in on the fun at 51 and a quarter? 51,000 going once. 51 and a quarter. 51 and a half. How about 52 and a half? 53 and a half. 54 and a half. 55 and a half. 56 and a half. 57 and a half. 58 and a half. 59 and a half. $60,000. 60 and a half. 61 and a half. 62 and a half. 63 and a half. 64 and a half. 65 and a half. 66 and a half. 67 and a half. 68 and a quarter. 68 and a half. 68,750. 69,000. 69 and a quarter. 69 and a half. 69,750. 70,000. 70 and a quarter. 70 and a half. 70,750 and now 71. 71 and a quarter. 71 and a half. I've got 71 and a quarter with you. Anybody in the room at 71.5? 71 and a quarter going once. Twice. 71 and a quarter. What's the bidder number? 71 and a quarter, 188. My backup bidder is 290. We already sold 3808 and 3809. Let's go to 3810. Norway Lake Road, a little bit over an acre, vacant parcel. There it is there. $14,500. Somebody said they'd give it to me. Where is that bidder? Right there he is. Anybody want to give me $14,750? Anybody in the room at $14,750? What about online? 14.5 going once. Twice. That one's all yours. Number 238 at the minimum bid. Do I have a bidder in the room for 3811, the one on Haynes Road? It's not circled in my bid. I don't have any online bids on it. Anybody anywhere? It's only $400. You can buy it, somebody give it to them for Christmas. Okay, we'll pass that one. We already sold 3812. 3813 is next. I've got 11 bids online on this piece. McIntyre Road, Mayville Way, 10 acres on McIntyre Road. $6,200 already bid online. That could be cropland. Just remember what we said about annual crops are not included in the sale if there are any out there. Anybody in the room want to give me $6,300 for that one? 63 right there. 64 over there. 65. You want to give me 7,000? How about 7,500? 8,000. You want to give me 9? 10,000? 11? 12,000? 13? 14,000? 14 and a quarter. 14 and a quarter. 14.5. 14,750. I've got 14.5 over there. Anybody in the room at 14,750? Now I get another bidder, 14,750, 15,000, 15.5, 16,000, 16.5, 17,000, 17.5, 18,000, 18.25. I've got 18,000 with you. Anybody in the room at 18,250? 18,000, another bidder, 18,250, 18.5. You want to give me 19? 18,750. I've got 18.5 with you. 18.5 going once.
Yep.
18,750 online, and now 19,000, 19.25. 19,000 right there going once. 19,000 going twice. 19.25, 19.5, 19,750. Don't let it get away. There could be oil in that property. I've got, there is. Holy smokes. Gold too. I bet there's gold out there. Just the oil. That's plenty. 19.5 going once. Going twice. 19.5, number 278. My backup bidder is 307.
Hello, neighbor.
Last one on the bottom of that page, 3814. Also on McIntyre Road, 6 acres, very near the last piece that we just sold, could be adjacent. $3,100 I've got bid online already. Who wants to give me 32? I knew you'd be in on that, 32. 3,500, how about 4,000? 4,500, 41. We'll do it the slow, painful way. 42, 43, 44, now 45. I've got 4,400 with you. Anybody in the room at 4,500? 44 going once.
Yep.
Now I see cards all over the room. You're holding out on me. You're making my day long. I might work till 1:30 today. That's horrible. Okay, I'm at $4,500. Who wants to, if you give me 5,000, put your card up in the air and just keep it there. 5,000? 6,000. Who wants to give me 7? Who wants to really ride the roller coaster? 7,000. You want to give me 75? Oh, got cheap on me already. I got 7,000 there. Who wants to give me $7,100? Anybody in the room at 7,100? 71, 72, 73, 74, 7,500, 76, 77, 78, 79, $8,000, no, 8,100. I've got 8,000 with you. Anybody in the room at 81? 8,000 going once. Twice.
Yep.
81 online. 82, 83, 82 in the room. Going once.
Yep.
83, 84, now 8,500. 84 going once.
Yep.
85, 86, she's all done. I've got $8,500 online. Anybody in the room want to give me 8,600? 85 going once. Twice. $8,500 with an online bidder. My backup bidder right there is bidder number 262.
Well, I was just interested on each side. One is a petroleum, it's not gonna-
I only got one left. It's in Otter Lake. Great big building right in the middle of town. I need $31,250 for it. Is anybody here to bid on that one today? It's not circled in my book. Anybody here for that one? Got anything coming in online? We'll leave that open for just a little second here and see if somebody's cat jumps on the keyboard and buys it for them. Thanks for coming today. We will be in Frankenmuth tomorrow, the Bavarian Inn Lodge, for the Saginaw County sale. Thanks for coming.